Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be doing something quite interesting. Next week I will be starting my second ever D&D campaign, and so I wanted to prepare the best I can to play my character, and the way I'm going to be doing this is by following Ginny D's 7-day character development challenge. I think this will be really effective for me to develop my character because I've never played him before, and I think it would be quite helpful to step into his shoes. So, once every day this week, I'm going to be completing one day of the challenge. Each of the sessions should only take about half an hour, so hopefully on Sunday I'll be able to do the last 2 days, considering it starts on Monday. So the first thing I'm going to do before I even start this challenge is I'm going to guide you through my Dungeons and Dragons folder, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about my character. This is my folder for everything D&D, and I'm going to walk you through it. I'd first like to apologise for how weird this angle is. I mean, yeah, it's just a weird angle. I can't really do anything about it. That's the only thing propping this camera up, so unfortunately can't do anything, as you can see. But we're going to try and go like this. Hopefully this is fine. Let me get my laptop out of the corner of the frame. Cool. So this is, I'd say, my general Dungeons and Dragons folder. It is focused on my character in the last campaign, Lilith. Obviously that campaign is done now, so I'm going to refresh this folder for my upcoming campaign. On the front it just says Toírese's Dungeons and Dragons folder with a little sticker of a D20. This first page on the inside was when I was just starting out playing D&D. I didn't really understand what anything meant, so I had this, which I put all of my dice on whenever I was using them, and I used, because obviously I didn't know any of the names of the dice, I picked it up after one session though, so this was quite useless, but I think it is helpful if you do forget what dice are which. This page here is the description of everything that I would need to know during a campaign. I also obviously understand the majority of this now. Then we get onto all the session notes that were happening during this campaign. I took quite good notes. I was quite proud of myself, except when it started not being good notes. That was when we leveled up. The notes did go downhill, especially getting to these last pages where we were reaching the end of the campaign. There was a lot going on. Then I had the Others Players tab where I just had information about the other people's players. That does have people's names in though, so I will skip that. Then I took some notes on the NPCs that we encountered. Then we get to my character. In here I have a lot of things. Obviously I'm not the artist, so don't judge any of these drawings. These were more for my information. Firstly, we had Lilith's character sheet. She was not very filled in, but that doesn't matter. I drew what I thought Lilith would be wearing, what sort of jewellery she'd be wearing, how her horns looked, because Lilith was a tiefling. This is a note that was handed to me during the campaign for what the idea was towards the end of the campaign of how we were going to beat the big bad. That didn't turn out very well. This is a little card that I've made, sort of like a collector's card for Lilith. I really enjoy it. It features obviously her name, a picture of her, a drawing obviously, a spell book, fire, because that represents my first spell attack ever in a campaign, was Firebolt, and I got a natural 20. And little red dice, because those were the dice that I favoured to use for Lilith. A dagger, because that was her ideal weapon. And a ring that represented her parents. Her parents were a very big part of the campaign for her. This is a card that I was halfway through making for another one of my characters that I was designing called Madeline. This is not done yet. Maybe I'll show in the future when it is done. This is just a little sheet on how to make character designs without using AI, because AI is very harmful for artists. And then this is information, I believe, about Madeline's cantrips, so not relevant to this. We move on past the character sheet onto Lilith's spells. Lilith was a wild magic sorcerer, so she obviously had lots and lots of spells. I had written them all out just in case no one had access to the internet to double check any of the spells. I definitely didn't need to do this, but it was just helpful for me to be able to actually see what I was doing. Then I put some tiefling information. I wanted to be able to understand Lilith in her entirety, so all the people that she would dislike, her relationships to other people. I had a little finances page, didn't really use it. We didn't really use money at all in that campaign. Then we've got tiefling abilities and sorcerer abilities. I was a wild magic sorceress, like I said, so Tides of Chaos was big. Then I wrote out the entire wild magic table. I don't know why. I highlighted the ones that I ended up using. So I was 5'8" before, I then grew to 6 foot. And I was transported to the astral plane for a little bit. And at the back here, we have some general D&D things. So those were my funny moments as Lilith in the campaign. Every D&D class. We've got the weapon fighters, the spellcasters, the supporters. Then we have every D&D race. And 2024 playable races. I wanted to see if there were any new ones that I could play at any point. This is the modifiers page, just for my knowledge, and proficiency bonuses, because that's helpful for knowing to make a new character. And then I have done some research on D&D journals. I don't believe I'll be using a journal for this upcoming campaign. I believe I'll only use this folder, but in the future I've really liked looking at people that use budget binders and putting all the pages into that. There's Ginny. So that is the end of my D&D folder. So this is my brand new character that I will be playing in this campaign. His name is Lucian Rosewood. He is a high elf of the moon, and he is a Circle of Land druid at level 3. His background is noble, but I believe that he has run away from home to be at one with nature, because something to do with his family, I'm not quite sure yet. This is just the base of his character sheet. On the back I have written all of his spells, but I've also made some flashcards that I can refer to, like the paper in the folder, but these are much easier to shuffle through. Ginny says that day 1 of her character development challenge is to write a diary entry from your character's perspective. She says that you should choose an important day for this challenge, and considering Lucian's backstory, where he was born in a family of nobles who were these powerful wizards, and they believed in getting their magic from books. Lucien's a druid. He naturally felt such a connection to the earth, and although his parents are moon elves and you'd think they'd be more understanding, they were very xenophobic of all the other species and didn't appreciate him finding his love for magic from nature. So one day they had a big argument and Lucien ran away. My thoughts here is I think I will either write a diary entry from when Lucien first discovers his magic journal in the hopes that I would internalise my feelings the day of his running away. Him alone. Of course, it's easy for a middle-aged high elf to internalise their feelings. They've spent 200 years feeling. This makes leaving them much easier. I suppose Mother may hurt for a while, but in the long run this won't affect them very much, especially not Father. I cannot remain in a household that rejects and prohibits my innate ability. The thought of magic being an artificial concept that one must study infuriates me. Surely I should be worshipped for my natural talent. But no, I am called lazy, told that the House of Rosewood does not tolerate a lack of effort. I must leave, and if Father wishes to contact me, he may find me first. Lucien Rosewood. That is day 1 of this character development challenge complete, and I will see you tomorrow for the next day. Hi guys, so it's kind of been hectic. I haven't actually filmed day 2 or 3, and it's technically day 4 now, it's Friday. So yeah, I've not filmed those. I've also already made a playlist, even though that was day 7. So I'm just a bit all over the place. I've just been doing everything I can to try and make Lucien the best character that I can play for my DM, and yeah, I got a bit off track. So let me show you what I've done. So I have my purple book here that I'm doing all my general Dungeons and Dragons out of game notes in. I don't know if I've talked about this already, but I'm just watching a bunch of YouTube videos about making a D&D character or how you can make your DM's life easier, and I've been taking all the notes in this book. I've watched videos from Shaping Shan, a lot from Ginny D, because obviously we love her. So yeah, just a bunch of things like that. Designing a unique look for my character. These are photos, well no, that's a photo that I found on Pinterest of something that looked similar to what I thought Lucien might look like. I made that on Pit Crew, whatever you call it, and then that one on an app. I don't remember the name of it. I think it's just called Male Profile thing. I don't know. Then there was costuming. I'm not a good artist. I'm not going to tell you I'm a good artist. So, but that's just his costume, like what he wears on a day-to-day basis. And his little bag, because he obviously ran away from home, he needs a bag. I took notes on her video about how to roleplay across gender, because obviously Lucien's a man and I'm a woman. I don't know why that needed to be said. 10 things that DMs wish players did. I'm gonna try and do that the best I can. Ways to get into character before D&D. And then most importantly, there's 50 whole questions that Ginny came up with for you to get into character, get deep into your character's perspective. So, another thing that I have done for preparation for this campaign, which I didn't need to do, was I've written another letter from Lucien. Well, not a letter, it was a diary entry, wasn't it? I've been in the forest of Anglakulu, which is where he is from. We have gotten some more information about our campaign, and the location is one of them. This camera is really wonky. How's that? Okay, I fixed it. In the forest of Anglakulu for a week now. I've spent my whole life surrounded by people. I didn't realise how deafeningly silent solitude could be. I've thought countless times about going home, back to mother and father, to the warmth and familiarity of our home. Alas, I cannot. I cannot imagine the shame I would feel walking back, covered in dirt and muck like a commoner, back to a home that stands so proud and grand. In the instance of being allowed to continue life as a noble, my time in the forest would be ridiculed, laughed at, whispered at family gatherings. I would become the laughingstock of my household. In the more likely case of my father sending me away, I could not imagine the look of disappointment on his face. I could not bear it. I feel stronger in this forest than I ever felt in that house of book worshippers. To gain magic from study. They tried too hard to achieve what Mother Nature gave to me at conception. I must thank Mother for this journal. Lucian Rosewood. So, yes, I've written another diary entry. I didn't need to do that, but I felt like it because it's important to see the important moments of Lucian's life, and those are two very key moments: when he leaves his home and when he considers going back. Day 2 was to make a collage to represent a place. I have made a Pinterest board because I don't like collages. But yes, I've made a Pinterest board. I'm going to put it on the screen now.
So we go into the Pinterest board,
and
first up I'm going to show you his appearance page as part of this Pinterest board. It just has his outfit ideas, photos that I found on Pinterest. I see Tom Felton as inspiration for him. Then we have the forest aesthetic, just generally what the forest would look like with him in it. Then we have his spells. A lot of them are fire, but there's also some hot metal in there because he has heat metal. Then with vibe, there's a lot of things relating to his parents, but also a lot of things relating to his family. And with wild shape, he can turn into a bear, a bat, a black cat, and a stag.
I've also done day 7 to make a playlist, which I'm also going to scroll on the screen. Another thing I've done is I've made a Notion page for Lucian. Shaping Shan had a tutorial video on her making a Notion for all of her D&D characters, and I thought I should do the same. It has all his key information in it. It has his...
So this is the main page. I obviously only have one character at the minute, so you click into Lucian. It's got his class, his background, the campaign he's in, his whole background text, his build, which is all of his notes and what I'm excited for, the playlist that I just showed you, which looks better on computer, and his spells, so from level 0 all the way up to his level 2, because he is a druid. We've also then got photos for reference of what his vibe is like, and yeah, just vibes. Then we have his biography and more vibes.
I'm now going to work with you to decide on 4 characters that would represent Lucian. I think one of the characters would have to be Draco Malfoy because he just gives the same energy. It's cold, snob, but also feels so conflicted deep down on where his family stand that he can't agree with it. Another character that I feel Lucian would be a lot like is Nick Wilde from Zootopia. Obviously there's a lot of fangirling over him on social media, but I think the sly, sarcastic tone that he takes would really fit in with the character that Lucian is trying to portray. That's a good point, actually. I think another character that he would feel very in common with is Pocahontas, because even though he's not nice and sweet like she is and understanding, he still has that very strong connection to nature because he is a druid. That's a good point as well. Another character would be Damon Salvatore from the Vampire Diaries. This overview states that even though he is starting off as an antagonist who seems superior and very entitled over the people that he believes are under him, he still grows to be sympathetic during his time in the series, and I think that Lucian would learn to be more compassionate from his time in the forest and being alone with his own thoughts. Hi guys, I don't know if I've said that it's been a really hectic week this week, but it definitely has been, because it's Monday and I still have not finished writing this stupid character development challenge. So we are going to do the rest of it today, right now, all of it. So my folder is back out and I don't remember what I've done and what I haven't. So there's my character sheet. So, okay, that's good, fine. I'm going to tick off the things that I have done from this list and we'll see what's left. So, day 1, write a diary entry for your character. I've done that, I actually did 2. Make a collage to represent a place. I have done that, that is my Pinterest board. Day 3, choose 4 characters to represent yours. I've done that. I chose Draco Malfoy, Nick Wilde, Pocahontas and Damon Salvatore. Create a social media profile. I haven't done yet. Take a personality quiz. I haven't done yet. Write a letter from your character. I haven't done yet. And I have done a playlist. So I will be doing the 3 last tasks today. Hopefully I get these all done in the time that I need to get them done in. So the first task that we're going to be doing is I am going to do a personality quiz as my character. Interesting that I've been watching Dropout on my laptop. I need to work out how to screen record this actually. Okay guys, so screen recording with Loom didn't work very well considering it started trying to charge me to save the video. So I'm just going to tell you the result that I got. I did the 16 personalities quiz, you know, the all the random letters, like for example I think I'm INTP. I think that's mine, but Lucian's personality type is Defender, which is ISFJA. So as an ISFJ, that is a mouthful, you are the quiet backbone of society, offering unwavering support and practical care to those around you. Your keen eye for detail and excellent memory allow you to anticipate and meet others' needs, often before they even realise what they require. You find deep satisfaction in creating stability and comfort for your loved ones, approaching life with a grounded, responsible attitude. Your natural inclination towards tradition and established methods serves you well in many aspects of life. You excel at maintaining order and following through on commitments, traits that make you invaluable in both personal and professional spheres. However, this same preference for the familiar can sometimes hold you back from embracing new experiences or perspectives that might enrich your life. I think this is like really accurate. Like he's 62% introverted. He feels drawn to calm environments, I mean completely. He's very observant. He values emotional expression and sensitivity. He 97% judging and then 67% assertive. Yeah. Okay, please forgive me for this setup because this is absolutely horrific how I'm doing this. But I've not actually worked out how to screen record anything. So this is just how it's gonna have to be. Yeah, this is the best I can do, unfortunately. So this is the app that we're using for this. It's just something simple. This is for the day 4 create a social media profile, by the way. So let's see, dark mode, what does that look like? Absolutely not. Header visible, no. Yes. Geotag? Yeah, we don't need a geotag. Well, no, we can use a geotag. Following, geotag, yes. Hide both, following, follow. We'll go with follow. Do we need a verified profile? No. Story circle. Info dots. What is that? Oh, that would be horizontal. Reaction, not like. Liked. Add comment. Hide. We'll hide that. So the account name, we're gonna have Lucian. Well, no, we'll do at Lucian Rosewood. We don't need the at. Profile image. We have this picture. Lovely. Post image. I think he would post a photo of this. Oh yes, that is exactly what he'd do. Post text, I love coming down to the river. I love coming down to the river. It fills me with peace, maybe? And then we'll do like a little hashtag nature, hashtag druid, hashtag hashtag forest, why not? Geotag, where does he live again? There's a place that this man lives. This is his little background. Doesn't say it there. I think it's Agalulu. Honestly, how have I forgotten this already? Let's just put Hubbles, because that's where Angalulu. I'm pretty sure it's Angalulu. We're gonna have that there. Fine. Show, hide more. What is that? I don't know what that is. Sure, that's fine. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Cool. I think that's it. And then there's no comments either, are there? No. Cool. So, generate fake post. We're going to download it. And also add it to Pinterest, because why not? Let's create that pin. We'll add that to Lucian vibe. Cool. So the last day that we need to do is to write a letter from your character. I've been thinking a while about what I should write this letter about, and I remember in one of my diary entries I wrote that Lucian had written, I should thank Mother for this journal. So I'm thinking of writing a really passive-aggressive letter from Lucian to his mother that has the basis of thanks for this journal, but honestly criticises everything that the family holds as a moral value. So, dear mother, I suppose it is strange to be hearing from me. It has, after all, been a month since I have left the household, and I've never felt more powerful. I'm writing to thank you for my journal that you bought me for my celebration on finally becoming an adult. It has provided me much company from the day I left and helped me come to terms with my thoughts. I trust that Father is doing well. I hope that you are too, Mother. Best, Lucien. I've tried my best to keep it very professional, concise, with seemingly just thanking her for the journal, but I've also obviously added those slights at her and his father, saying that he has never felt more powerful, saying that the journal has helped him to come to terms with his thoughts, which sort of suggests that he may have thought about coming back, but he has settled in it because of her. And yeah, I suppose this is the end of the video now. I've certainly achieved a lot more through doing this challenge. I feel like I know Lucien a lot more than I did when I first started making him as a character, so this challenge has actually been quite helpful in that way. So definitely, if you are trying to build on your D&D character, go check out Jenny's video. She's so amazing with all of her D&D content. Honestly, I watch every single video, so if you think that'll be helpful, go do it. Obviously, you don't have to do every day, but I felt like doing it. And yeah, that's everything. Bye!